Hello, hello. Thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Virginia and I am the creator here at Unique Boutique. In today's video, I wanted to share with you something a little bit different. In this video, I'm going to share with you how I organize all of my patterns. Now, is this what your patterns look like? Believe it or not, I have an organization plan, but I also still have a pile of patterns like this that I still need to put away. So I'm going to share with you what to do with a pile of patterns like this. So this is how I do it. I use binders. So I'm going to share with you my different binders. Of course, my light just went out, so now the color's not as good. But I'm going to share with you how I work with my binders. So first off, I have a little skinny binder that I have new on. And this binder was made for my new patterns that I want to try out. So here's one of them. This is a little donut turtle. I really love making turtles, so I want to make the donut turtle. So I put them all in here. I labeled it new. These are my new patterns that I would like to work on soon. I have a favorites book. I do believe that I am going to need to make a bigger binder for my favorites. Now, inside my favorites, I have patterns that I have made before, and these are like my go-to patterns for all of my favorite products that I make. So I put them in their own book. So then when it comes time for me to remake things that I make for my markets, they're all in one book. So that's my favorites binder. Like I said, I probably need a bigger one. And this is what my regular pattern binders look like. This is a 3-inch, I believe, and I have 3 of these filled. Plus, I still need to put all of these in, and this is probably at least another 3-inch binder right there. I'm addicted to patterns. Anybody else addicted to patterns? I see stuff that I like, I have to buy it. Do I make them all? Absolutely not. One of these days, I might be able to just sit down with one of my pattern books and make everything that I want to make. But this is what one of my typical pattern binders looks like. For these big books, I have the little dividers with names on them. So this one has Christmas, baby, holidays, home decor, bookmarks, and plants. So if you look under Christmas, and yes, I do keep these little flyers that you can pick up at Hobby Lobby or other craft stores. They have them free on the shelves sometimes. And then, if I can get that out of the way, then I just have my regular patterns in there. But this way, for me, I think it helps me to try to find stuff. If I just put them all in a binder, then when it comes time, you know, I'm thinking about Christmas time and making some products for Christmas, I can just pull out one of my giant binders and go to the Christmas section and pull out any patterns that I have for Christmas. So I find that's a lot easier. Now, I've broken them down in all my different books. There's all different patterns. I have a whole section dedicated to turtles. I have a whole section dedicated to cats. In my holidays, I kept Christmas separate from holidays because I have a lot of Christmas patterns. So then in my holidays, see, some of them are even just patterns that I have written down from YouTube videos, and I always try to put them into my computer and print them out so they're easier for me to read, and then I don't have little slips of paper and stuff running around. But like That one I have a pattern for carrots. I make these really cute carrots. They sell really well. I have a gourd, I have a squash. This was something that I was doing in the beginning. I haven't really done much of this lately, but when I find a cute pattern, I'll also print out the picture so that I can put the picture with it to help me refer back at a later time to say, oh, that's right. That's what that looked like. Now, if you're like me in the beginning, I wanted to keep my patterns in pristine condition, and I didn't want any folds on them, any tears, no handwriting, nothing. But over the years of doing markets, I have come to realize that I need to make notes on my patterns. If you've watched my other videos, you know that I make a lot of changes to the patterns that I purchase. And here's one right here. So this is one of my favorite patterns. This is Myrtle the sea turtle. Absolutely adorable. But I've made changes. As you can see here, I don't do this section, I do it this way. So I have started to make notes. I'll also put up here what type of yarn I use, what size hook I use, so that next time I want to make the pattern, there's no guesswork anymore. So I finally allowed myself to do that. Like I said, I didn't want any marks or anything on my patterns. And you can kind of tell which patterns I use the most by how destroyed it is. I mean, I actually have, I'll show you these patterns. So I actually have a couple other patterns. I'll show you this one. This is my favorite sea turtle pattern. As you can see, it's very wrinkly. And this is actually a reprint because, yes, my cat ate my first pattern that I printed out. She literally ripped bite marks and left holes in the center of the pattern. So thank goodness I had it on my computer and I could print out another one. But yeah, this is what my patterns look like now. Sometimes I'll even write variations on the back of the pattern when I change things. There's a bunch of notes on the back of that one. So that is how I organize my patterns. I would love to know if you do something different. Please put in the comments if there's another way that you organize your patterns. I would love to hear from you. This is just how I have started doing them. I used to keep them in a pile, and that was very inconvenient, very hard to find when you needed something, a little overwhelming. So yeah, so that's how I do it. Doesn't mean that it's the best way, and I'd love to hear how you do it. Thank you again so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, please let me know. And bye-bye.